How hard is it to live off-grid?
Does it mean I have to give up all my creature comforts?
Is it legal?
Is it expensive?
The brutally honest truth about living off the grid. Welcome to the channel. I'm Rich.
And I'm Kathy, and we're creating a simpler life here in the Adirondacks. At the end of our last video, we were getting ready for a snowstorm.
A friend of mine is all done building his house, and the builders were going to throw away all this lumber. So he said, "Hey Rich, if you want it, come get it."
It's cold out here, and we are expecting, how much snow are we getting tonight and tomorrow?
8 to 12 inches.
There you have it. So Richie cut up a dead tree, and yeah, we're just getting ready. Getting everything put away and buttoned up.
As of this moment in time, that storm has dropped 12 plus inches of snow on us. So while we're hunkering down and going in and out to clear it all, we thought we would share the brutally honest truth of what it means to live off the grid. Right now, we are in our
Earth-sheltered home?
earth-sheltered dome home.
Dome home.
And behind us, you can see our beautiful kitchen that we've been working on. Our budget for that kitchen is $5,000 or less. And so far, we've been able to stay within that.
We've been living here for about 3 years now, off-grid.
And before that, we were vacationing here since we purchased the land in 2017. We've actually learned a lot in that time about what it means to live off the grid.
There's been a lot of comments on our channel basically saying that we're not living off the grid, you don't know what it means to be living off the grid, this is really not living off the grid.
People have a lot of different opinions on what it means to be off grid. And they think a lot of channels out there are fake off-gridders. And today we kind of wanted to talk about what we think it means to be off-grid. I made a sliding scale. I'll pop that up on the screen to take a look at. But we've kind of come to the conclusion after a lot of research that it goes from the least extreme off-grid to the most extreme off-grid.
Right.
So we're going to start with defining what off-grid means.
So the grid basically is referred to as the electrical grid. In this place where we're at, it's called National Grid.
Now there's a sliding scale.
So the simplest or least extreme definition of being off the grid is to not be connected to the public electrical grid.
At the very other extreme end of being off the grid,
Like a hermit living in a little shack with absolutely nothing but a little shelter over his head where he's actually just heating with wood, somehow supplying his own water, hunting his own food, and that kind of thing.
and when people go off the grid in a lot of movies like the CIA agents, they're in hiding.
She stole the snowflake. She went totally off-grid. Who's this? That's the scientist we believe created the virus.
Great. Where did I find him?
He's off-grid too. Impossible to find. Maybe dead.
And then there is the whole scale in between, which is where we fall. So on that sliding scale, I think we're in the B range. And that's closer to the less extreme. We provide all our own, and I'm losing my voice because I've been sick, so I apologize. We provide all our own electricity.
We have a well for water. And we provide our own waste management with a septic tank and a leach field.
We do, however, have to have internet. There is no cell phone service here where we live.
Right.
With my parents and our kids all around the country, we really had to be connected to the internet.
Right.
It just,
We need some
Yeah.
line of communication.
Right.
Simple as that.
but we have a few options, so we can choose to have that, not have that, or we can choose a different company. Whereas with electrics, you don't have any choices. It's one or none. We do use propane though.
Right.
And again, that's also a choice. We could choose to bring in our own propane, or we could have it delivered, and we can choose what company delivers it, when they deliver it, and everything else like that.
Next thing we want to talk about is it legal to be off the grid?
It is legal in every state in the United States to live off grid, depending where you live. If you're in a city or a suburb, you can't. It's just not allowed. They have rules, codes, and everything else. On Long Island, we were not allowed to live off grid. We had to be connected to the public sewer, the public water, and the electricity. You could supplement with solar, and there's a lot of things you could do to lower your bill, but no, you could not disconnect from the electric. They would not let you do it. However, if you live in a more rural area in any of the 50 states, you can. You can absolutely live off the grid. The next thing people always want to know is if it's hard to live off grid.
It's basically as easy or as hard as you want to make it.
There's all these channels where people are showing you how they're scrubbing laundry like the old days, or they're pumping water by hand, and we've been there, done that. The first couple of years when we were coming up and vacationing here, we first had to bring water in.
Yeah.
We didn't even have a well.
We were living in a little camper, right?
Yeah.
So we had to actually bring our own water, use a generator for electricity if we wanted to run anything like a microwave or a coffee pot. And we had to cart our waste out of here.
Over the years, things got easier for us. We had the well drilled.
Right.
So we were first pumping water by hand into a tank and then transferring it into the trailer.
Right, because we didn't have a pump yet. Then we went and got a little 12-volt Harbor Freight pump with a hose to pump it out of the well.
Which was a little bit easier.
Which was a little bit easier.
And now we have, what is it, that soft start deep submersible
240-volt pump.
running off solar. So it's as easy or as hard as you want. We didn't suffer. We had hot showers. We had propane heat and hot water in the trailer. Some people want to fire up a wood stove and make their own hot water. It doesn't mean you have to live like a caveman.
Right.
Unless you want to. And that's fine too.
It's as hard as you want to make it.
Or as easy.
Or as easy as you want it.
However, the easier you want it, probably the more costly it gets. And that's where the next thing comes in. How expensive really is it?
It all depends on the level of
Comfort?
comfort that you're looking for, yeah. You could have a very small solar inverter system, or you could have something that is, a little more high-end with the lithium iron phosphate batteries and a larger inverter and a larger array. It all depends. You really have, again, there's endless amount of options out there these days.
In our trailer, that even it kind of morphed over time. We started with this little 2200 watt generator.
Nice little platform for the generator, so it's nice and level. And we keep it under the canopy to keep it out of the rain. We use it to make coffee in the morning. And we use it to charge up the drill battery, the computers, the phones, even though we don't get any kind of an internet signal or a cell phone signal here. Absolutely nothing. It's still good to keep everything charged up, and that little generator is working great. 2 years now.
Moved up to a 3500 watt generator, put a little inverter in so we could watch TV.
Right, and then we ended up adding another battery and a little bit more solar panels.
So we're swapping out the single 12 volt battery and the 20 watt solar panel for a 100 watt solar panel and 2 12 volt batteries in parallel.
Start small and work your way up, I guess.
I think that was good though for us because it really helped us see what we wanted to do when we moved into this house that we're building. And we have a pretty nice system now. We're going to make a video soon on what that cost and what this system consists of, because it's solar, it's a hybrid system of solar and
Propane.
right, a propane generator backup and batteries.
And batteries.
And it all works together.
Everything works together.
Thank you. And recently, what did we do at Mike's house?
We helped him get set up with a little inverter and battery bank all in one unit. Which
For his tiny
For his
house.
tiny house, which is working pretty nice, actually.
And he has a full bathroom with a shower, a refrigerator, a little 2-burner stove
A 220 mini split system.
that he's putting in right now, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's doing great. So it really, really depends on what you want. We're in our, oh wait, I wanted to say we're in our 50s, but you're actually 60.
Yeah. Getting old.
We're in our 50s and 60s. And we wanted all the regular creature comfort. We want, I can't talk.
We wanted all the regular creature comforts of home.
Yeah, I want to take a nice long hot shower any time of day. I want to do laundry. I want a freezer to store food.
Right.
We have a dishwasher, and we live our lives exactly the way we did on Long Island.
Yeah. You know, and on Long Island when we were there, we would do all those things to try and be as efficient
Frugal, yeah.
and frugal as possible. And then, you know, 6 months go down the road and your bills, your utility bills are going up anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your water bill, your electric bill, sewage bill. You know, those bills always go up.
That's one of the reasons we decided to go off grid.
For the amount of money they wanted to hook us up to National Grid, we were able to get the whole solar setup cheaper. A lot
Much cheaper. It is a great way to live. It is a simpler way to live. And in the long run, it's an affordable way to live.
Right.
Economical.
Right. There might be a little bit of an outlay up front to sort of get yourself where you want to be. For example, with the solar panels and the batteries and that kind of stuff. But
Start small.
Start small.
You just want to decide how you want to provide your basic needs.
And it can be as easy and as hard as you want it to be.
Right. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to go collect water and filter it. It depends on what you want and how you want to do it.
So we see living off the grid as a sliding scale from the least extreme to the most extreme. And everyone's opinions out there, well, they all fall on that scale somewhere. So technically everybody's right. And that's the brutally honest truth.
So whatever living off grid means to you, that's fine. Please like, subscribe, join us, and we'll see you in the next video.
The day after. I wanted to open the front door, but I can't. Wow, you can see how much snow is on the trailer's roof. It is beautiful.
Yeah, we got some snow.
18 inches on the dome. Huh. Solar panels melted off. Richie did come out and clean it a little bit. So this year's plan is all the roofs and the porches, and if we can swing it, a carport, because we really don't like cleaning the cars off.